Hello, welcome to No Yoga. Thank you for joining me today. My name's Jess and welcome to this all body stretch. So just a quickie today. This one's perfect if you've been sitting down for a long time and you just need to wring it out and loosen up those muscles, or perhaps the opposite, if you've been doing lots of movement and you're feeling a bit sore. This is really great to squeeze out that lactic acid and help you repair and recover nice and quickly. Whatever your reason for being here, this is an all levels class, so anybody is welcome. I will be offering lots of modifications throughout. So when you're ready, roll out your mats, come down to a seat like me, and I will see you there. Okay, so as you're ready, hopefully you're in a seat. Bring the soles of your feet together. We're just going to jump right in with this one, so no messing about today. Grab your ankles, allow your knees to fall out wide. If this is not comfortable for you and you're immediately thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? Get a couple of pillows and you can put them under your hips. You can also move your heels away and make the diamond shape between your heels and your body bigger. And that should allow you to be able to relax your knees down. Grab your ankles and just take a minute to get yourself comfortable here. You might need to move from side to side. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall in the spine if you can. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears as always. And let's just take a moment to come into our breath. Option to close your eyes here if you like. Take a second to land. Let's just take one more breath here. Big inhale through your nose. As you exhale, open your mouth wide. Sigh out. Open your eyes if you had them closed, and just slowly start to allow your elbows to open out so that your forearms are laying across your calves here, and just lean your torso forward. Keep a nice lift in your spine and chest, and keep a lift in your chin too. So careful you're not rounding through your spine and your shoulder blades. Really want to keep a nice lift in the chest. This will allow your hips to open, so hinging forwards at the hips. Take your gaze forward, nice big breath in here. And exhale. Sigh out. As you inhale, think about lifting and lengthening through your spine. And as you exhale, think about leaning deeper into that stretch. Careful that you're not pushing too hard or forcing anything here. Always listen to your body. And as you exhale, slowly lift your torso back up, come back up to a seat. Keep your left heel pulled in, extend your right leg out to the side, flex your toes up towards the sky, slight bend in that right knee, lift your sits bones and just turn your body to face your right leg. As I say, little bend in the knee here. Inhale to lift your hands up towards the sky, big breath in. As you exhale, slowly take your torso forwards and reach towards your right foot. If your hands don't reach your foot, then just keep them on the earth, being mindful to keep your chest lifted and your spine long here. And just concentrate on breathing and feeling that stretch, taking your awareness to the feeling in your hamstrings and your glutes. If you can, take your hands down towards your foot. As you take a nice big breath in, exhale, forehead comes down to shin. And again, bringing your awareness back to your breath. With every exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper into the stretch. One last big breath in here. And as you exhale, slowly rolling back up to a seat, and we swap sides. So right heel comes in, left leg is extended. And again, you really want to lift up on your sits bones to turn your body to face the top of your left thigh. So again, flexing your toes up, slight bend in the knee. Inhale to lift your hands and lengthen up through your spine. And as you exhale, hinging forwards at the hips, take your hands down to the mat. If this is enough for you, then stay here. If you'd like to take it further, option to reach your foot, grab the sole of your foot and bring your forehead down to your shin. And come back to your breath. One last big breath in here. And as you exhale, we slowly roll back up to a seat. Crossing at the ankles, stay in your seated position here, but crossing at the ankles this time. Again, sitting up nice and tall in the spine. Let's find a few side body stretches. So left hand comes down to the mat. As you inhale, reach your right hand up and over. Lean your torso down to the right. Keep your both sits bones nice and heavy on the mat here. So careful you're not lifting up. Really want to keep a nice lift in your chest as well. So spiraling your chest up towards the sky. Nice big breath in as you reach up and over. As you exhale, let's switch sides. Right hand comes down, left reaches up and over. Again, really opening your chest up towards the sky. Take your gaze up. As you exhale, let's switch sides. Left hand comes down, right hand reaches up and over. And as you exhale, we shall switch sides. Big breath in as you reach over. Wiggle your fingertips. As you exhale, let's come back to center and we'll find a few cat-cows. So coming onto your hands and knees. Hands and knees, so hands come underneath your shoulders, knees are directly underneath your hips. Uncurl your toes and press into the tops of your feet. On your next inhale, drop your belly, look forward, open your chest. Cow pose. And as you exhale, round through your spine, press away from your mat. Cat. Inhale to drop your belly, look forward. And exhale, round through your spine. Inhale one last time to drop your belly, lift your hips, look forward. Exhale, round through. One last time here. Inhale, come back to your neutral spine. Walk your hands forward, walk your knees very slightly back. Option to curl your toes under here as you drop your chest. Forehead comes down to the mat, puppy pose. Coming back to your breath here. Every exhale, feel yourself sinking further into the stretch, into the pose. Feel that opening in your spine, in your chest, in between your shoulder blades. One last big breath in here. And as you exhale, lift your forehead and take your gaze towards your hands. We're going to snake your body forward until you're lying all the way on your belly. We're coming into our Sphinx pose here, and readjust your elbows so that they are directly underneath your shoulders. You want your hands, fingertips facing towards the front so that they are parallel to each other. Actively pulling your hands in towards your body. So imagine you are trying to pull the mat in towards you, pressing your hands in. You should feel a real engagement in your core there and your lower back. Press your pelvis into the earth. Lift your chin, open your chest. Nice big breath in here. Exhale, take your gaze past your right shoulder. Inhale, we come back to center. Big breath in. As you breathe out, take your gaze past your left shoulder. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale, look past your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, past your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Bend your right knee so that your right foot lifts all the way up, and take your left elbow to the center of the mat directly underneath you, just for a little extra support as you take your right hand and sweep it around to grab your right foot and press that heel in for a nice quad stretch here. Try to keep your hips central as you can. So keeping a nice lift, use your hand to press your heel into your glute. Nice breath in here. Exhale, release. Coming back through to center, let's switch sides. So right elbow comes down onto the center of the mat this time. Bend your left knee and sweep your left hand around to grab your left foot and just press that heel into your glute. Nice quad stretch on the left. Try your best to keep a nice lift in your shoulder here. So careful you're not dumping into that shoulder. Keep a nice lift. I just had to check myself. As you exhale, release, coming back through to center. Take your hands where your elbows were and press them into the earth. Straighten your elbows, lift your chest, seal pose. If this is a little too much on your lower back, take your feet wider apart or walk your hands further away from your body. take a nice big breath in as you lift your chest. And exhale. Lower your elbows back down. Curl your toes under, coming up onto your knees. Lift your hips up and back. Let's find our downward facing dog. So take your time however you get there. Into our downward facing dog. Pressing one heel down and then the other. Relax the back of the neck. Press your fingertips into the mat. Take the weight out of your wrists. Option to tick-tock your hips from side to side. Take your feet about hip width apart and have a slight bend in your knees. Keep your left hand planted into the earth. We're going to slowly start to lift our right hand off the mat, and we're going to aim to grab our left ankle. If you can't quite reach your ankle, then option to just keep your fingertips on the mat. Your aim here will be to keep your hips nice and square, keep your hips lifted and breathe. If you'd like to go further, you can reach all the way and grab your left ankle. Take your gaze underneath your left shoulder. Breathe here, inhale deeply. And as you exhale, release. And we switch sides. So as you're ready, take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly start to lift your left hand this time and reach towards your right toes. Again, if you can't quite reach, then just keep your fingertips on the mat and think about keeping your hips square. If you can, reach towards the right and open your chest out underneath your right shoulder. Inhale deeply and exhale, release. Coming back to your downward facing dog. Big breath in here. And as you exhale, slowly lower your knees, twist, take your heels to one side, and we come to a seat. So coming to a seat on your mat. We are going into Cowface pose from here. So this is a great hip opener. So we're going to cross at the ankles, but pull your left foot even further in and bring your right over the top of your left. Line up your knees and allow your hips to both be heavy on the mat. So if you feel like in this position your right hip is lifting, then I would recommend that you bring that knee slightly further across so that they're not in line with each other, but that will allow both hips to be heavy on the mat. So find what feels comfortable for you. And again, as always, if you feel like you need a little extra support, then a pillow under the right hip really will make a big difference here. So find what feels good for you. Flexing both feet, grab the ankles, lift up through the spine, big breath in. As you exhale, bring your right hand up and over and bring your left arm over and across for a nice tricep stretch. Sitting up nice and tall in the spine, take a nice big breath in. And exhale. As you release, bring both hands down onto the mat, keeping your feet in the Cowface pose. We're going to walk our hands forward. If this feels good, stay here. This is great for me and this is where I'm going to stay. However, if you would like to take it further, feel free to walk your hands all the way forward and bow the crown of the head down towards the earth for a nice hip stretch here. Again, it's quite intense, so breathing deep. We're not forcing anything here. One last big breath in. And as you exhale, lifting yourself back up, let's unravel and switch sides. So uncrossing at the ankles, right heel comes in this time, left leg goes over the top of the right. So both sides are usually different for most people. This is definitely my stiffer hip. So you can see that my position does look very different from my right. So this is about as far as I can go. Find what feels comfortable for you. Again, any support under the left hip this time that you may need, or even if you want to put something underneath your left foot just to find a lift there, all good. Find what feels right for you. Nice big breath in as we lift up through the spine. As you exhale, left hand comes up and over, and we find our tricep stretch on the left this time. So use your right hand to push your left elbow back. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, release, bring both hands down to the mat and then slowly walk your hands forward. Again, keeping a nice lift in your spine. This is about as far as I can go. If you'd like to take it further and you can walk your hands all the way forward, then I invite you to bow the crown of the head and take it all the way down. Wherever you are in your stretch, as always, come back to thy breath. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, coming back up, keep your hands on the earth, keep your knees bent, feet flat on the mat. We're just gonna rinse that out and windshield wiper our knees from side to side. This should feel really good. Rinse that out. Coming back to your breath, rolling over the heels. And from here, we are going to come and lay on our backs. So facing the long side of your mat, extend your legs out long and come to lay on your backs. Reach your hands up and overhead. Let's take a full body stretch. Circle your fists, circle your wrists and your ankles. And bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins and let's rock gently from side to side. Nice stretch on the lower back. Let's find our happy baby. So keep your knees pulled into your chest. Feed both hands in between your knees, aiming to grab the outer edges of your feet. If you can't quite reach, then option to grab the ankles, that's all good. Or if you can, grab the outer edges of the soles of your feet as we lift them up towards the sky. Finding a nice hip opener here. Pressing your lower back into the earth. Careful you're not rounding through your spine too much. If your shape looks a little like this, then I would recommend that you grab the ankles or even the back of the knees so that we can find a nice opening there. Find what feels right for you. And let's rock gently from side to side again. Find that nice lower back massage, spine massage. And breathe deep. Find a little bit of playful movement here if that feels good, so you can extend one leg, maybe the other. Just find a little bit of movement that feels nice. And then just take a moment to find stillness in your happy baby. Big breath in. And exhale, release. Extend your legs out long. Let's find our Shavasana. So snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you, palms facing up towards the sky. Close your eyes. And come back to your breath. And we shall close this practice here with 3 breaths together. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, blow it all the way to the bottom. Seal your lips. Let's inhale through our nose. Sigh it out. Big inhale through your nose. Release. One more when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me for this full body stretch. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That way, every time I upload a video, you will be notified and you can practice along with me every week. I'd love to have you there with me. Have a wonderful day.